morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration, the Jets. It is February the 1st, 2024, and today the topic is All You Need Is Love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love, love is all you need. Or at least the all you need is love part. Yeah, man, all you need is love. I find it quite ironic now that it's February 1st, and the Lord already got me thinking and talking about love and everything. I can't say that there's anything too um significant to share in regards to the inspiration. All I know is um I was up rather late slash early this morning. Um, and then by the time I listened to the prayer meditation, and I went back to sleep, by the time when I woke back up, all you need is love was on my heart and mind. And that phrase, and so I looked into it and here I am, As for yesterday, let me think. Anything of significance to share? Um, I don't think so. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I did a interview for GSL yesterday. I think so. I think I did do one. Um, I think the other one got canceled. I did have my meeting with the Griffin Opera House, and that was really cool. A lot more than expected is on the table, whatever it is. I'm like, Lord, okay, all right, well. So I don't know the day count now, but yeah, next Saturday is when the show is putting on or going up this new show, and so everybody's excited. They're excited. I'm excited. So yeah, we're gonna see what the Lord do. Um, I got my final piece of my costume yesterday, or at least I opened it or whatever, and it's this wig or whatever the case may be. Because I was gonna get my hair done in a style, but one, I want next time I make an appointment, I want me and my son to go. And it seemed like there was no dates available before the show day, and then also, the expense. It was cheaper for me to get the wig than to, get my hair done or whatever. So I was like, well, let me just do that for the show, and then maybe I get my hair done after the show. But anywho, so I tried on the hair yesterday, and as soon as I put it on, it's so funny because I really wonder what life is like from the perspective of my son and my husband, because, like, you know, from my point of view, basically, like every other month, I'm like, coming up with some character, I'm getting dressed and all this type of stuff. My son, as soon as I get dressed in a character, and then if I start talking in that character and stuff, he automatically um starts, interacting with me in character and as the character and things of that nature. And he just seemed to love the character so much. And then my husband, like I said, I first put on a wig or whatever, and I'm going around in his office, and he's just sitting there at his desk until I walk in and acting in character and stuff. And I'm like, I wonder what this is like from your point of view. Like, like, are you just used to it now at this point, or is it always kind of like this is the woman I married? Like, I just truly wonder sometimes. And then after that, I went and tried on my whole costume, and my son was like, "You look epic." It's just amazing all the different stuff he says or whatever. And but anywho, so that was another little cute moment of significance yesterday as well. Um, but anyway, let's go ahead and get into this conversation, y'all. All you need is love. Um, and let's see what the Lord has to share through little old me. So here goes some verses, y'all. First John 4:8. It says, anyone who does not love does not know God, because God is love. I really don't think we understand like what it means, this concept of being separated from God. Um, that's what we have been taught that hell is, alongside this fiery place and all that other type of stuff, and the lake of fire and all this stuff, all of that. But um, again, if God is love, then us being separate from God, we don't know what that truly is like, right? Because even for people that, for example, walk around and they say, "Hey, I don't need God" and all that type of stuff, you still are living in the blessings and grace and mercy of the God that we feel like we don't need. Um, again, that Bible verse, I gotta go find it again one of these old days, but coming across that verse that was pretty much reiterating that if God just take His grace, His breath, whatever the case may be, away from all of us, like we just would not survive. um it's like He could just take it in an instance. I don't have to find that verse one day again, but regardless of that, so I guess when I think about this whole love thing, right, this whole, if we don't love, then you don't know God. I mean, I guess what I'm receiving is that we wouldn't be capable of any type of good without love, without God. Um, I know my husband was telling me something evil that happened yesterday, from his knowledge. He mentioned that apparently there was a mayor or some type of government official or something like that, governor probably, where his son apparently decapitated him. And not only that, but went live and was talking about it, even holding up the head and things of that nature. Um, and as he was telling me about it, and as I was talking to one of my friends when he was telling me, so I ended up having to tell her about it because she was like, "What's going on?" And as I was listening and hearing that and sharing what had happened, and even in this moment as I talk to you, right? Can we imagine the amount of, like there, it just seems like there might be no drop of love, remorse, or anything in this individual to be able to do that, right? Not only did you kill your father, but you decapitated him, and you're going live and sharing and ranting and showing the head and all this different type of stuff. Like, I didn't see that video for myself, so I don't know, and we all can go and confirm that that's a real thing or whatever the case may be. I wouldn't say that my husband will come out and come lie to me or whatever, but what I'm saying is that I think that is an example of not having any type of love in your heart and mind. Like, I don't feel like that individual is all there in order to do such evil. Um, and so it's just something to think about. I mean, again, I'm just like, what does not having love look like, and not knowing God and things like that? And to me, that's what it kind of looks like. That it looks like evil without remorse. It looks like, I guess only being selfish, not being considerate of others and things of that nature. And so, but anyway, let me go ahead and keep going. So 1 John 4:7, it says, "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is from God, and whoever loves has been born of God and knows God." So again, in spite of, because I know, again, we're talking about the situation. My husband was saying something about, I guess the guy was ranting about, I guess the current administration, and I guess what he feels like is wrong or whatever the case may be. And even if you feel like you're doing whatever you're doing for a noble cause or whatnot, like, still, um, how did you show love to your father in that moment? How are you showing love to other people to get online and do such things? You know what I mean? Like, you're not being considerate of what that could do to others and what you have done to others. And again, this is just one example. I'm not sitting here just trying to, I guess, talk so much about this gentleman, because again, I have not seen the video. I'm just hearing about, all the things. But what, I'm, again, when I'm thinking about what does it look like to not have love, what does it look like to not operate in love? Again, I don't believe that was a great example of loving one another, um and things of that nature. So, which is what the Bible is calling us to do, love one another. Speaking of that, let's keep going. 1 Peter 4 and 8, it says, above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess this might be juice or pulp, depending on, again, how you feel and where you are spiritually. I guess the good news is even that gentleman can be saved. If he repents, if he turns to Christ, if he starts to live a, you know, uh, life that reflects who God created him to be and things of that nature, even he can be saved. And things of that nature. And we might not like that. Because we want justice, you know what I'm saying? We don't like knowing that I guess, well, some of us, it seems like we don't like knowing that, oh, this person is going to get away with murder, as they say. But at the same time, if it was us, right, that needed that grace and mercy, I think, again, not only would we want it and appreciate it, but it's like we expect it, right? And we're just so entitled and things like that because God is just, you know, continuously good and merciful that we just think there's going to be no consequences for our actions and things of that nature. And so, anyway, again, I hope we're encouraged and inspired to keep loving one another earnestly, like the Bible is telling us to do. Because yes, love covers a multitude of sin. I got one more verse before the Bible verse of today, and that is 1 Corinthians 13 and 13. It says, so now faith, hope, and love, or let's see, or of these three, you guys go and confirm the word in that, but after the word after love, um, it could be abide. Abide these three, but the greatest of these is love. So again, in faith and hope and love and things like that, we know and see that, again, love tends to be the greatest thing. We believe that God is love. So that's a whole nother thing as well. I'm reminded as I was writing down everything this morning of this, I guess, one of these memes or this little thing that people had created, that's like a art image that shows like a person that has all these different things in their basket, and then they have the person next to them that's holding just Jesus, and the person that has all the multiple things is like, oh, that's all you want. And the gentleman that was holding the package that said Jesus, he was saying, this is all I need. Ultimately, yeah, we may not believe that, right? We might think that we need all the things. But just like how Solomon asked for wisdom, right? We can see that God gave him more. He gave him like every other desire from the one request of wisdom. And so I feel like it's the same when we accept Christ, right? All other beautiful things can come, right? We can get all the rest of the things if we accept the gift that God has given us. And so I guess the answer is, yeah, all you truly need is love. And so that's the juice this morning. And I hope that you guys are encouraged and inspired. There's a few verses in the Go Deeper section that you can peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. But the Bible verse of today is Mark 3 and 25. It says, and if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand, friends. I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. There you go, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice. I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired. Thank you so much for listening, watching, subscribing, and sharing all those wonderful things. I won't be long your time this morning because your girl got to go ahead and get ready for work. But thank you again to those that are listening and subscribe and all those things. And I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Yes, tomorrow's Friday. Yes, we have a new episode of the GSL Talk Show coming out, but I did not write the guest name, so y'all will get that tomorrow if the Lord's will. Unless you follow me on social media, then you may already know. But yeah, y'all have a great, great day. And yes, I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye.